Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. Okay, so today we are carrying on with bait episode 2. So this is a 4-part series, as you know. I hope you've watched the first episode. You can go catch all of the tea from the first episode in my playlist. It's codenamed Rodeo because we keep it very respectful on this channel. So the format of today's episode is as follows. We're going to talk about ready-to-wear, non-quota leather goods, and then we're going to talk about homewares, and then we're going to talk about the things that you guys are loving at the moment, the bait lists. So basically the lists of purchases people are making. I have 3 bait lists to go through today. We have a lot to talk about, so I really hope you're paying attention. Make sure you're fully subscribed to my channel. So I feel like one of the first things that we kind of need to discuss that I feel like is really important is the issue of non-quota leather goods. Do they count? Do they not count? So what I have basically gleaned from chatting to many of you and also my experience when I was there, I feel like non-quota leather goods only really count in the US. Most markets in the world, they don't really count. I feel like even if the SA infers to you that they count, I feel like if you're not in the US, because Big H is technically it's a fashion brand, don't get me wrong, but with like a leather goods heritage or history or pedigree, it's too easy to buy all of your bait in the non-quota leather goods. So this means the non-quota leather bags. So the Cinetic, the Veru, of course the Picotin, the Evelyn, you know, those bags like that. So definitely there's certain countries in the world where it absolutely 100% does not count. So Australia, non-quota leather bags don't count. In Asia, non-quota leather bags don't count. One of my subscribers actually told me even exotics don't count, whereas I feel like in Europe, if you buy like an exotic, you know, croc wallet or something, that would definitely count because obviously it's exotic, so that's a bit different. But in the US, non-quota leather bags do count towards your spend. The issue with the non-quota bags, in my opinion, is many people buy them to show loyalty, which is a good thing, but then they run into trouble when they realize, oh my gosh, I don't actually like that style or that design, and then they go and put it on liquidation file, aka fashion file. You really shouldn't be doing that, even if you want to show loyalty and even if the bags don't count in your country. I am only a supporter of buying non-quota leather bags that you actually like. I can genuinely say I do like the Mini Rudy. I like the Cinetic. Those are the only 2 bags that are not quota that I like. I do not like the Picotin. I know it's meant to look like a horse feed bag. I really don't like that bag. I know many of you love it. It does look good in certain colors, but it's not my cup of tea. I don't like the Evelyn. It's a bit too retro for me, but many of you love it. So we all don't have to like the same things. The key thing here though is, at least with the non-quota bags, you must buy the one that you want so that you're not tempted to, you know, go put it on fashion file when you get bored of it or whatever. Now, I feel like with the non-quota bags, in terms of showing loyalty, I feel like there is a hierarchy. I feel like the Picotin, the Evelyn, are very desirable. I feel like the Mini Ruly now is very desirable. The Mini Bolide, the Mini 2424, like the smaller versions of the 2424, the Bolide and the Ruly, I feel like are popular and people do like them. And also the 2424 was one of the 2 non-quota bags that was mentioned by name in that annual report. So that's a big deal. So that bag is going to be a big deal. People are definitely looking out for that bag. Now, the other bags that people maybe, I feel like before the stock, like the apocalyptic stock situation of 2021, there were bags that people were like, okay, cool, like, you know, I'm just going to walk in and get. Like the Cinetic was a walk-in bag, 100% in 2021, I'm pretty sure. Even in a competitive place, you could have walked in and said, hello, I'd like to purchase a Cinetic, I'd like to buy a Veru. But now, even the Mini Veru, that's not a guarantee because it's not stock. The Cinetic is a very unpopular bag, but right now the Cinetic's looking at everyone like, guess what? I'm that chick, okay? Because there's no stock for you to buy, so put some respect on me. The Double Sans, the Cabas, the Trim, the Simone, which by the way, that was such a huge opportunity for them. Like, because of who Simone was and the brand. If you don't know who she is, just Google her, Simone Hermes. But I feel like I really don't like that bag. I don't know why they do this to me. Like, you had a great opportunity, but bags like that, that ones that people are not trying to check for, even the Della, no one's checking for that bag. No one's checking for the Ghetto. If you like these bags, don't be offended. I'm just repeating, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just repeating what people are saying about them on social media. So I feel like the non-quota bags, they are only relevant, in my opinion, to those of you who are living in the US. Bags do not count in virtually every other market in the world. There will be some exceptions. You're gonna be like, well, I'm here and bags count. They only really count in the US. They definitely don't count in Australia. I've confirmed that. I've confirmed with a few of you guys who live in different Asian countries. They definitely do not count in the Asian markets. I really don't even really think the non-quota bags count in France, to be honest. Like, those of you who live in France, like, maybe it counts a little bit, but I don't really think it counts. Now, that said, I do think in Europe, if you buy an exotic non-quota bag, like a Picotin Touch, I do feel like that counts, you know, to be fair. Like, I feel like an exotic non-quota bag would count, because it's like, whoa. I feel like an exotic, frankly, like I said, the exotic Croc Kelly wallets, the Jig clutches in Croc, those would count because they're so pricey. And we know that the commissions for leather for the essays are not high, but I mean, obviously an exotic leather piece, like, the commission is going to be high. So I just wanted us to like know where we stand on non-quota bags. I am a supporter of you buying the non-quota bag that you like. So you are not tempted to go on Rodeo File, aka Fashion File, and go dump it there and sell it, you know, because there's so much stuff on you know, the Big H, Rodeo File, Liquidation File, Fashion File. It's getting to the point now where I'm like, oh my god, do these people like not even like, how does Big H feel seeing so much of their product like just going for like 50% off, 70% off on Liquidation File? It's a bit too much. So now, just to add on to that, like I was saying, the croc and generally like the exotic like leather goods, I feel like the really expensive ones will count towards your profile, but I feel like those are risky. And even as someone like me, who I really like exotics, I would be wary about buying one of those until you're a little bit more established, like, because you need to be careful. Because I feel like if you're new and then you're like, oh, I'll buy a Croc Kelly wallet. A Croc Kelly wallet in euros is 11,600. I mean, that's like more than 1-to-1 for a Birkin or a Kelly in Europe, in euros. You need to be careful, because then the SA could be like, wow, this person, you know, let me just like milk this person and not offer them a bag. So I feel like with those ones, you need to be careful, but of course they count. Okay, so now I wanted us to talk about women's ready-to-wear. So with women's ready-to-wear, I'm not going to say like what you should go and buy, because I feel like ready-to-wear is very personal. It just depends on your personal style. We all have different style, and we see things differently when it pertains to that type of thing. I just feel like women's ready-to-wear, Big H have finally accepted that they're a fashion brand. Big H, you are a fashion horse, honey. You are a fashion show jumping horse. Accept it. And I feel like they have accepted it now. You have a leather heritage and pedigree, okay, through equestrian, but you are a fashion brand, okay? And I feel like the autumn winter show was, to me, the turning point for Big H. I feel like Big H, to me, I was like, this is ready to wear that really looks autumnal. It really looks like it can be worn. And dare I say, it looked good, honey. It looks stylish, honey. Like, it will look good. I looked at the catwalk show pictures. I was really impressed. I actually watched the catwalk show. That catwalk show, Big H is not playing with you, okay? It was very, very good. I was so impressed. I'm definitely a fan of Chanel's spectacles with their catwalk shows. I feel like Chanel's catwalk shows are always grand and wild. Big H, she's looking at her twin sister, Big C, like, don't worry, I can compete. And it was very, very good. So I feel like with the women's ready to wear, there are lots of opportunities. Obviously, one of you was telling me that there's a huge opportunity with their coats. I feel like coats could be a great way, because their coats are very pricey. Jackets, their cashmere, ready to wear. Dresses are always a good thing. Of course, blouses, cardigans, things like that. Now, with the ready to wear, some of it is actually decently priced. Like if we compare it to Big C's ready to wear. But again, like I said, it's a personal decision, and you have to be the one to decide, like, what is your personal style. We all have different styles. I feel like Big H's ready to wear is probably not my cup of tea. However, after I saw the autumn winter show, I was like, wow, it feels really fresh, modern, young, crisp. It felt so different to what, when I think of Big H ready to wear, I don't think of what I saw in the autumn winter 2022 show. I think of, like, you know, I hate to say it, but I've always thought that their prêt-à-porter was super boring, and I've always thought that their clothes were boring and not fun or vibrant. I was so impressed by what I saw, so I think it's worth checking out their ready-to-wear. It goes without saying, their ready-to-wear is phenomenal for your profile, for trying to score, but generally speaking, you should be looking for the pricier ready-to-wear, or maybe you buy ready-to-wear like every collection. So when you see the spring-summer show, when you see the autumn-winter show, treat Big H's ready-to-wear the way you treat Big C's ready-to-wear. Like, Big C ready-to-wear clients, they like to order the day of the catwalk show. Hey, I saw that look. Can I have this? Can I have this jumper? Can I have this coat? And things like that. Maybe that's what you need to do with Big H as well. So I think it's worth just kind of noting that, because I do feel like they're ready to wear. There are a lot of opportunities. And obviously for me, it doesn't really affect me because I live in such a hot country. So the autumnal clothes, unfortunately, I can't wear them. Although I think that they do look really good. So start reaching out to your SA. Treat it like the way you would treat it at Chanel or Gucci or Fendi. When you see the catwalk show, hey, I saw this, like, can I order, you know, 3 looks I saw from the catwalk show? I'm willing to bet money that if you contact your SA and you treat it like the way Big C treats their catwalk pret-a-porter things, like, you're like, hey, I want to order 3 looks, I want to order 2 looks, I'm willing to bet money that when it's time to put names forward for the 3 quota bags, your name will be up there, because you really are, like, wearing their clothes. And wearing clothes is one of the best ways of showing that you support the brand as a lifestyle. That's truly what they're looking for. They're not looking for bag hunters. They're looking for people who are going to support the brand as a lifestyle. So I think ready to wear is something that you can, you know, go and chase and read up on and see what ready to wear suits you. There's actually some really cute, like, matching sets and codes. I love coordinates and matching sets. There's some cute ones I saw on Instagram. I think it's worth going on their website. I actually think their ready-to-wear looks way better in person. I feel like the website and the way they've styled the clothes on the models, personally, is not my cup of tea. I don't actually like the way they've done it. I actually think it looks really, really good when you see it in real life. I'm like, when I saw the clothes in the boutique, particularly in Sèvres, is where I saw most of the ready-to-wear, I was like, whoa, the ready-to-wear actually looks pretty good. Like, why does it not look good on the website? You know, so I think that's also something that you should consider. The next thing that we need to talk about right now is homewares. Okay, so I feel like homewares kind of fell off. You know, I feel like homewares has reached the fall off point. It's kind of flopped right now. And by that, what I mean is, I feel like 2-3 years ago, you could have walked into Big H and been like, hey, I want to buy tableware, I want to buy pillows and blankets, like the Avalon, you know, line, whatever, for my property. And I feel like they would have been like, woohoo, like a lifestyle client. But now, there are too many people flipping bags on liquidation file. There are too many people who are doing reselling as a professional business. It's too easy to get to one-to-one by just buying homewares and buying homeware bait. So like porcelain, tablewares, pillows, the blankets, like all the stuff for the home, the interior stuff. By the way, I'm not talking about furniture, because we're going to talk about furniture and menswear in the next episode of this series. But I feel like now it's just too competitive and it's not working anymore. There are a lot of you who said, hey, like, I'm buying homewares, I'm buying pillows and blankets, but how come my offer's not coming? I'm not surprised your offer's taking some time to come, unless you're also buying fine jewelry, unless you're also buying women's ready-to-wear or men's ready-to-wear, because I feel like homewares isn't what it was. I feel like for homewares, if you're buying the interior stuff, it has to be the really expensive stuff. They do have this like little like rocking horse on the website. Maybe pick that one up, because I think that's interesting. It's not even that expensive. I think even in euros, there's like one on the website. You can go check it out. Maybe something like that, or maybe some of the interior pieces that are a little bit more like expensive and the ones that everyone doesn't go for. Everyone loves the mosaic, you know, porcelain. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves the H deco porcelain, but not everyone likes the passifalia. Not everyone likes the carne dequata. I actually like their porcelain. I love porcelain, by the way. Fun fact about me. I feel like Versace's porcelain is more my personal style, but I do like Big H's porcelain. But I feel like you need to go for the more pricey porcelain, so not the more affordable bits if you're interested. And even with porcelain, like, you need to be buying a lot of it at once, like not going to Big H to buy a plate, like one. You should be going there to buy a bunch of tableware, a bunch of porcelain. And then with pillows, and like I said, I feel like tableware counted a few years ago. I don't feel like it counts anymore right now. And by that, what I mean is, of course it counts to your total for your offer, but it's not as strong and as heavy as it used to be, because just because there's so many people coming into the game, they absolutely know about the fact that people are going to the 3 Parisian boutiques, for example, for the lottery and buying a plate and hoping to get you know, called for an appointment. I feel like that worked a year and a half ago. It doesn't work anymore right now. You know, you have to spend more, you have to buy other things. Now, with homewares, it's a personal thing. Not everyone likes Big H's pillows. Not everyone likes Big H's interior stuff. If you don't like the interior stuff, you shouldn't buy it. Like I said, I would probably just prefer to buy like fine jewelry, watches, and their porcelain, because I do actually like their porcelain. But their porcelain is not everyone's cup of tea, but I can vouch for the quality of their porcelain. It is really, really good. It is so good that I'm going to buy new mugs, okay, new porcelain mugs, because my husband loves that mug so much that I got when I was in Paris. So be aware. Yes, it counts. Yes, homewares is good, but homewares has basically fallen off a little bit. It's not what it was. You should definitely be buying from other categories as well, okay? All right, so now I want to talk about the bait list. So I have 3 amazing bait lists. We're gonna start off with this one here that is from Asia. Now, the Asian markets are very different with Big H. I feel like the boutiques in Asia are much more transparent. I feel like they're much more honest. I feel like the way they approach allocating bags is a much more honest way of doing it. And by that, what I mean is, in most of the Asian markets, what they'll do, generally speaking, is the SA will tell the client, like, you need to pre-spend X amount of money. In each boutique in a different Asian country, whether it's Singapore, China, Japan, etc., they will tell the client, you need to spend X amount. All you have to do is go on forums, go on groups, and search up different locations in different Asian countries and cities. You will see racks and racks and racks and racks of posts by people saying, hey, I was told I need to spend X amount in order to be allocated a bag. So let's go through this beta list. So here it is. So I want to say thank you so much to my subscriber. She is in an Asian country, in a competitive boutique. She was telling me it is competitive, but she doesn't think it's as competitive as other markets within the region of Asia, where they're different countries. However, I feel like her store is still very competitive, in my opinion, because when she was like, oh, it's not that competitive, I was like, okay, but her store is competitive for sure. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, thank you so much, darling. You know who you are. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about what she spent in order to get her Birkin 25. So she got a Birkin 25 in a, I think this was in a neutral color. And she basically bought the following things. Here we go. She bought the Kelly bracelet with diamonds. She bought the Bern wallet. She bought a silk portfolio. She bought, I think, some cashmere ready to wear. She bought the Avantage trainers. She bought 2 ready to wear polo shirts. She then buys another t-shirt. She buys a belt buckle, and bag accessories. Then on the same day, she is allocated her Birkin 25. Now, bear in mind that her SA already told her what she was expected basically to spend. So she purchased all of these products in order to qualify for that amount that she was told, okay? So then on the same day, so basically she knew beforehand what she needed to spend in terms of bait in order to be offered the Birkin 25. And then she purchases all those products the same day. She's offered the Birkin 25, and she's given the bag. So I just want to be clear that It's not like she walked in there and she didn't know what she was buying. She knew that she had to hit a certain pre-spend amount. So she's offered the Birkin 25, and then in between her offers, the next offer, so after she takes the Birkin 25, there's a period of time where she's obviously not offered anything. In between the offers, she buys fine jewelry, a few small items, and she also buys a watch. Then she gets her second offer, which is a super beautiful Kelly 25 in, I think this was in, yeah, she gets a Kelly 25 in box leather. If you know the tea, you know that box leather Kellys, you cannot actually like request them. Like basically Big H from Paris will allocate them to the boutique. They're incredibly difficult to get from the boutique. If you look at them on resale sites, they go for a lot of money because they're so hard to get. So then she gets a Kelly 25 in box leather, and this is what she purchased in order to support that offer. She then goes ahead and she buys she actually does an SO for timepieces. So she gets two special order watches that come with these really beautiful boxes. She buys shoes, she buys a men's polo shirt, she buys a wallet, she buys a scarf, coin purse, and twilly, and then she gets the Kelly 25 in box leather same day offer. The Birkin was allocated in 2020. The Kelly 25 is much more recent, so let's say like 2021. As I said, the pre-spend is fixed, and you have to hit it in order for the bag to be allocated. The pre-spend for this boutique in this specific Asian country is $20,000 US for the Birkin. Okay, however, she did tell me that she didn't spend that much because at the time in 2020 the pre-spend was lower than that, but then in 2021 the pre-spend has now gone up to $20,000 US. This is one of the most like fascinating things I'd ever read, because I did actually post it in the group, and I also got her permission to share it with you guys who aren't members of the group for the video. I really can't emphasize how much I respect the transparency of these boutiques in some Asian markets where the essay just says, look, okay, like this is what you need to buy. Pre-spend is a certain amount. Some of you I think might be like, whoa, I'm uncomfortable with being told how much I need to buy. I actually think it's refreshing and honest. And I think it's actually very respectful of everyone's role in business. I think there's much more honor and integrity in this because it's much more upfront and transparent. It's not opaque. It's not based on these nebulous ideas of relationships to people who you're not married to, okay? I'm sorry, no. So I'm super curious to know what you guys think about that. These offers are really hard. So when I was reading her bait list, I was thinking I would like to SO watches. I think this idea of doing like a special order for their watches, that's an amazing idea. I did not know you could even do a special order for watches until I saw her bait list. And again, the power of ready to wear, you know, these polo shirts, men's ready to wear hair, shoes, and also fine jewelry. So I think with this bait list, we really see the power of fine jewelry, watches, ready to wear, and the special order function for the watches. I still feel like that is a phenomenal approach and such a smart idea. I really would love to, you know, do that as well maybe one day. Before we go on to the next bait list, make sure that you're fully subscribed to my channel, hit notification, join the Facebook group as well. I'd love to just like hear what you guys have to say about this bait list from Asia. I'm just like, look, I love the honesty. Give me honesty any day of the week. We're all adults here. We all pay our own bills. Don't treat me like a little kid or like a baby, okay? Just tell me how much I need to spend. I know some of you don't like it. I prefer it. So I actually think it's much more honest to shop this way. So thank you so much to my subscriber who's shared that info with me. You know, we hear a lot about Big H in Asia, in different Asian countries, like I said, in a wide variety of different Asian countries, but to actually hear like a real person with real bait and real purchases and the way they bought them is so refreshing. It's so honest, and I just love it so much. So thank you. Okay, the next bait list is from the US. This one is super interesting as well. So let's get started. So the first piece that was scored was a Birkin 35, and this all of these scores were done in 2021. So this is what was purchased for the Birkin 35. This location is also also competitive. A cashmere scarf, a silk scarf, gloves, boots, heels, a sweater, a sweater, a top, a dress, and a pareo, a Kelly leather belt, a couple of mugs, and a tray. And in 6 months, a Birkin 35 was allocated. And then there's a period of time before obviously the next offer. Then 2 cashmere scarves are purchased for the next offer, which is a Kelly 28. So that was what I just said previously was for the Birkin 35. For the Kelly 28, 2 cashmere scarves are purchased, a throw, 2 pillows, an ashtray, 2 pairs of trainers, Oran sandals, Oasis sandals, 2 Kelly belts, a vest, a dress, blouse, and a beach tunic, a set of dessert plates, presentation platters, bowls, and mugs. And in 8 months, a Kelly 28 was allocated. Now, in reference to this one here, my subscriber told me that the Birkin 35, that was exactly 1-to-1, but the Kelly 28 was 2-to-1. This is not surprising at all. Your first offer, if you have a home store, is always the easiest offer for you to get. Whereas the second offer, will always be like the more difficult one to acquire. Both of these were acquired in 2021, and like I said, it's a very competitive store. What I learned from this particular bait list was the power of ready to wear. Because we see in both of her offers, there's a ton of ready to wear that's purchased, particularly for the Kelly 28. She buys a vest, a dress, blouse, beach tunic. For the Birkin 35, she buys a jumper, a top, a dress, a pareo. She buys boots, heels, gloves, and cashmere and silks and stuff. I think that the key thing that we also need to learn from this bait list as well is the power of buying multiples of things. I think buying multiples of things also shows that you really believe in the brand. So for example, for the Kelly 28, she buys 2 pairs of trainers. She also buys a lot of shoes. So she gets 2 pairs of trainers. She gets Oran sandals. She gets Oasis sandals. I think that's also really good. You're really showing that this truly is like a lifestyle for you, and you are more than willing to buy like a few of their bits in order to maintain your lifestyle. When you're going to buy shoes, you don't just need 1 pair of shoes. You need multiple pairs of shoes. So I think this was such a great bait list. So thank you so much to my subscriber for sharing it with me. I really enjoyed looking at this one because I was like, when I saw this one, and this was also posted in the group, and with her permission, she said I can share it in this video. Something that I really liked about this bait list was, again, also the idea that you really do need to be buying multiple categories together. So you see here, she's buying ready to wear, and she's also buying shoes, and she's also buying the cashmere and the silks, and homewares as well. So I feel like homewares, like I said, but with another category, is also going to be a winner. If you really like what I'm doing, you must make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because that's the only way that you'll be able to see my videos, basically, if you subscribe and hit notifications. Stick around, we have so much more that we need to get through. The third bait list is also from the US, and this is from another very competitive store. This is an exotic offer, and I'm so fascinated by this because there's a lot of chatter about exotics, and many people think like, oh, it's an exotic, you should be able to get it easier. No, that's not true. Exotics are not necessarily easier. Obviously, we know that exotics are more expensive. So the offer was a Kelly 28 Cellier in ostrich, and this was given in 2021 in the US. And this is the bait that was purchased. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this. Diamond earrings, cashmere blanket, but not the Avalon ones, 2 custom men's shirts. By the way, I didn't know you could do custom men's shirts. Love it. Petite ash decoration, 1 menswear jumper, or 1 men's jumper, I beg your pardon, a men's tie, 2 cardigans for women, 2 silk scarves, 1 matte crop belt, the ostrich mini ruly, wow, beautiful, and the Theorem Small Mahogany box. So this was the bait that was purchased for this Kelly 28 in ostrich. As I said, the ratio was 1.6 to 1, but obviously exotic pricing, and like I said, 2021 in a very competitive boutique, and it was in a coveted neutral color. So one of the things that I think that there's like a kind of I think that there is a kind of misunderstanding when it pertains to exotics. This is what I think. I think in a not so competitive boutique, exotics theoretically should be easier, but I still don't feel like they're going to be offering exotics as easy as that. It depends where you are, but in a very competitive boutique like where this bait list is from, I'm sorry, I don't just think you can walk in and be like, oh hey, I want to buy an exotic without purchase history. They're going to be like, go please, because in a competitive boutique, they still have VIP clients, and they do have clientele who do like exotics and who will purchase them. When I did my exotics video, I explained to you guys that for many people, purchasing the reptilian leathers like lizard and croc and alligators, like whoa, you know, for some people it's just like whoa, I can't, you know, because they're thinking it's a reptile, oh my gosh, you know. And I think that for a lot of other people as well, ostrich is like a great kind of palate cleanser for that, because obviously ostriches are not reptiles. I think that this is just, yeah, this, and by the way, the spec that she got is absolutely beautiful. It's a coveted neutral color, really, really beautiful. I can only imagine how stunning that bag looks in real life in ostrich leather. So I think the great thing about this bait list is it kind of shatters this idea that they're meant to be easy, you know, like super, super easy. I think it depends where you are. In a very competitive boutique, exotics are not necessarily going to be easy. It depends. Whereas some of you have told me in Europe, you know, some people are like, whoa, I can't, you know, carry an exotic, I don't want to buy one. But then in those boutiques, Big H will have fewer exotics anyway. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you can go into a boutique where or a market where exotics aren't popular and just walk in and get one. Big H know their business. They know where exotics will do well. They know where exotics won't do well. So for example, exotics do very well, believe it or not, in Monaco. Monaco is rammed with exotics. People who've been there have been like, whoa, it's completely rammed with exotics, and people buy them. Exotics are also very popular in Asia. They do well in the Miami market as well. So it depends where the boutique is, but this boutique is competitive. This was a really great offer. The thing that I learned here from this bait list, I was like, listen, I need to get myself some diamond earrings, okay? Because these diamond earrings that she got here, 2 women's cardigans. So I was like, women's cardigans, okay, I like cardigans, so let me give the cardigans a go, because I saw this. So here in this bait list, we can really see the focus on ready to wear and the diamond earrings and exotic products. So the ostrich mini ruly, because it's in the US, it counts. The matte croc belt, I'm sure that one is a really, really nice spec. So even exotic accessories and the exotic non-quota bags, for certain markets like the US, they're going to make your profile look really good. And I think I think if you want to get an exotic bag, like maybe you want to be offered a Process, I think a good way to show loyalty is probably to buy a non-quota bag in any of their exotic leathers first. I think that's a great way of showing loyalty, as opposed to just trying to get it cold, because I think that gives off reseller vibes. Even though exotics don't resell well on the resale market, the Process in the 25 centimeter, I have been looking at the resale prices. It always goes over retail, brand new in box. So if you go to Paris and you get offered a Birkin 25 Process, like in black or green or like a burgundy color, if you put that on Fashion File, you're going to get it over retail, 100%. Like, well, not Fashion File, but if you, let's say you resell it on your own, you can pretty much ask for over retail, because in the 25 centimeters, I've told you, people do like those bags in the smaller sizes because they think they're more ethical. So it's just something to note. I mean, obviously I love exotics, so when I saw this, I was like, woohoo, I'm so excited to see this, because I also was one of those people like, I'm just gonna walk in and ask for an exotic, and it's like, let me stop you right there. Okay, you still need to spend. You probably don't need to spend that much, but 1.6 to 1, for a very competitive store in exotic pricing, I think is a fantastic offer. And I think, frankly, you know, like I was talking to my subscriber, I was like, wow, that's so amazing. And I was blown over by her offer because it's a truly beautiful spec, an ostrich Kelly 28 in a stunning neutral color. In other markets, they would want you to go 2.5 to 1, 3 to 1 for that. And she got it for 1.6 to 1. So that's a great score. So I wanted to share that as well. So I would love to know what you guys think about those 3 beta lists. What are your thoughts? And what do you guys think of the series so far? The series is actually done, like, well, the first episode did well. I hope this episode does well as well. But I was really surprised by how much you guys like supported it. I didn't think it was going to do well. I was a little bit nervous because I didn't have like a clickbaity title like how to score a back in really fast, you know, or something like that, you know. I used a lot of code names and it seems like you guys are liking those code names. So I think like when it pertains to the bait lists as well, some of you were asking me like, how do I decide like what's competitive and what's not, and what's my criteria? Like like when I'm talking to you guys collecting the bait lists, how do I decide? Well, first of all, if you send me your bait list, of course I'm going to ask you where you are. Like, hey, you know, where are you? But I think because I've been doing my Big H videos for a long period of time, and because I went to the 3 Parisian stores myself, I feel like I have a good idea of what's competitive and what's not. And because I have to focus on Paris, because obviously there isn't a Big H boutique in Tanzania or Africa more broadly speaking, I found that like even my knowledge of the French boutiques is quite good, and I feel like I have a good rudimentary knowledge of knowing which boutique is competitive and which one isn't through my research, speaking to you guys, but also just reading and researching. So for example, even in Paris, like it goes without saying, the 3 Parisian stores are super competitive, ultra competitive, right? But then you have other boutiques in France which are not that competitive. Like people have said that, you know, if you live in France, if you live in Aix-en-Provence, they only sell to locals. Or if you go to certain other towns, they will only sell to locals, or they'll only sell to you if you speak French. And then there are other places like Cannes. If they have the bag there, maybe you will just buy 2,000 euros worth of bait and then they'll offer it to you. Or places like Lille, where some people have said, you know, if you go there and you ask for a larger size bag, they might just give it to you without any purchase history. So different boutiques have different standards. I think generally speaking though, when I say something is very competitive, I mean it. I mean it's not a one-to-one situation. In a very competitive boutique, you're going to be going 2 to 1. You know, you're going to be going, you know, 1.5 to 1. You're going to be going, you know, 3 to 1. So 1.5 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1. I've told you guys before about the Middle East, like the boutiques in the United Arab Emirates, like the Dubai and Abu Dhabi boutiques. They're some of the most competitive boutiques in the world. Like 3 to 1 is normal there. Like that's completely normal. So I feel like I have a good grasp of what is really competitive and what isn't. So if I, because obviously I want to protect the identity of the people who shared the bait list with me, but if I tell you that it's really competitive, it's really, really, really competitive. Because it's a good question. A few of you had asked me, you'd ask me like, how do you decide what's competitive and what's not? Obviously I'm not the all-seeing eye on Big H boutiques, but obviously this is more of like an anecdotal experiment where we look at these lists. So I hope that you trust my judgment. If I say it's really, really competitive, I mean it, okay? All right, so I asked some of you guys on Facebook and Instagram, like asked me questions for this video. I got some questions, so I wanted to answer them. So I got this question here from Karen saying, why do people fall for bait? This is from my Facebook page. You can go follow me on Facebook, by the way, it's linked below. Why do people fall for bait, she puts it. Okay, so the reason why people have to do this is because Big H requires it. It's really that simple. Some of you have told me, oh, I only buy what I like. Buy what you love, you guys. Let me stop you right there. Okay, we've been through this in the first episode. Unless you're grandfathered into a Big H shopping experience, your mum, your dad shopped there, you've shopped there for a decade or more, only those people can really not play the game the way the game is played today. So you're grandfathered into a great relationship. Most people are not actually grandfathered into great Big H situations or relationships or whatever. So they have to buy bait. And another thing is everyone has a different priority. For me, I've realized I'm impatient. I don't want to wait 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years for a bag. I feel like by then I'll probably just have just lost interest anyway. I'd rather score quick and fast and get my bag and just be happy that I have it. So for me, like playing the Parisian game probably makes sense, like playing the Paris game. But for other people, you know, other people are like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to buy things that I don't want. And, you know, I just want to wait for my offer. So when you say, why do people fall for bait? You have to. It's gamified into their system. You have to, particularly if you're in a really competitive location. So I want to give an example of what I consider competitive, what I don't consider competitive. One of their newest boutiques in the US is in Michigan. The things I know about Michigan are 3 things. I know Eminem is from Michigan, one of my favorite rappers. I know about Detroit and cars, because you know I love cars. And I know about Detroit style pizza, because I love pizza. Okay? Now, guess what else is in Michigan, honey? I'm a salute to everyone in Michigan. They just opened a boutique there, I think a year and a half ago, in a town called Troy. Now, I was following up on the tea about that boutique, and lots of people offered tons of bags when that boutique opened. Bags were dropping. But that boutique is not going to be as competitive as the San Francisco boutique in the US, or as the Miami Design District boutique, or the Madison Avenue boutique in New York. So of course there are differences in how competitive somewhere is. I think in a smaller, more intimate boutique, you probably don't really need to buy bait like that. Whereas in a very competitive store where everyone is buying bait, you have to. You have to. I mean, it would just be too hard not to in a very competitive place. So in a competitive place, the game is required. In a smaller, more intimate boutique, like the ones that you tend to see in Europe, you probably don't really need to buy bait like that. Maybe you'll buy a few bits and bobs, and then you'll be like, okay, cool, let me wait for my bag. But in Singapore, in San Francisco, in Shanghai, in Tokyo, I'm sorry, you're going to buy bait because everyone else is buying it, so you don't have a choice. Okay, but it's a good question, so thank you for asking me. The next question is from Mary. Is ready-to-wear bait? Yes, and it's a good question, great question, because I was getting a lot of questions as well about shoes. Like, do shoes count? Do they not count? I feel like shoes count when you buy them with ready-to-wear, like in the bait list that I showed you for the Birkin 35 and the Kelly 28. She was buying them with prêt-à-porter. I think when shoes are purchased with ready-to-wear, they count. I think when shoes are purchased with homewares, they count a little bit more. Of course, they count anyway, but they're not going to count as much as things that are more expensive. But I don't see shoes as ready-to-wear though, so just to be clear on that. But is ready-to-wear bait? Yes, absolutely. Women's ready-to-wear is bait, and men's ready-to-wear is bait. So these 2 questions were for Facebook. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Karen. Those are 2 great questions. And now let me answer the question from Instagram. I did put a sticker and say, ask me questions. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like with the bait thing, the internet has made the game so much harder because there's so many new entrants to playing the game, as it were. Okay, so the next question here from Instagram is by Style with Eve. She says, 7K Kelly bracelet, or 7K watch, or 7K ready to wear. I mean, out of these 3, I feel like for the this is a great question, by the way, thank you, Eve. I feel like for the super fast offer in a competitive boutique, I would definitely choose the watch, as long as it has diamonds / gemstones in it. I feel like if the watch is plain and doesn't have gemstones, then I'll take the Kelly bracelet. Again, the Kelly bracelet should have a gemstone or a diamond in it, okay? I would always choose the watch as long as it has a gemstone / diamond. Then I would choose the Kelly bracelet with a diamond in it. You see where I'm going with this. Then the ready to wear. If the watch doesn't have a diamond in it or a gemstone, I would choose the ready to wear. So I hope that makes sense, but it's a good question. Generally speaking, with fine jewelry and watches, you should always choose the ones that have diamonds, gemstones in it. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't have any more time. Like, if I was you guys and I had the boutique in my country, I would just be like, look, I need that offer in under 6 months. let me look at the things that I need to buy to secure that offer. Okay, you know, I would be on horseback chasing that offer down, because I would not be able to be waiting for ages and ages. But obviously there are lots of variables, because it depends how many people are trying, what your wish is. If you're asking for the 25 centimeter Birkin or the 25 centimeter Kelly, you're going to be waiting ages and ages and ages, because those are really desirable specs right now. So it also depends. So those are some really good questions. They really got me thinking as well, because they're different levels. And don't get me wrong, ready to wear, fine jewelry and watches are all fantastic. I would still choose watches, just because I feel like the watches are, like, based on like what I was reading in the annual report, and even based on the way Big H see themselves, like Big H take their watch business very seriously. Their watches are made in Switzerland. Okay, Big H is not playing with you. So I would definitely say look at the watches, like the women's watches. Of course, the men's watches I think would be a great opportunity. So like a 7K men's watch, I feel like kind of outranks a 7K Kelly bracelet and 7K ready to wear, because I feel like the men's watches, we don't really talk about that, and I feel like there's a massive opportunity there. So I'd love to know what you think about everything. What do you guys think about this series? We're 2 episodes in. Don't forget to check out the playlist. It's on my channel pages. It's called Rodeo. You can just go and check out on my channel name if you click there. I'd love to know what you think about this format, and yeah, what you think about just everything that I've been doing when it pertains to this series. Listen, some of you are like, well, I have a good relationship. I got some messages from a few of you saying how you have great relationships with your SA and you don't have to spend a lot. I always tell you guys, don't write that to me unless you're willing to tell me where you are. If you're in Europe, the conversation has ended right there. Okay? Because in a wish list country, it's a completely different thing. As we know, wish list nations are just not seen as competitive as one-to-one places, because you don't really have to go one-to-one. I'm trying to remember the price of like a Kelly 25 in Epsom. I can't remember. I think it's just under 8,000 euros, maybe a little bit over that. I don't remember, because they just had a price increase. So I mean, even going 0.5 to 1, that's like what, you know, it's like over 3,500 euros. That's like 0.5 to 1. In a lot of wish list countries, people do just go 0.5 to 1 and in the EU and are offered bags. But at the same time, some of you had told me, like, you know, you're in wish list countries in Europe and it's really, really hard. So I do need to say, yes, that's true, and clarify what I said in my previous video, which is, not all EU countries are like, oh, let me just put my name down and wait for them to call me. So countries like Germany, one of you reached out to me, told me you're in Germany. Germany is very, very competitive. You're absolutely right. And I really should have mentioned that, because I feel like Germany is the outlier to the wish list system in the EU, because the situation in Germany is completely crazy. It's very competitive. The German economy is one of the biggest economies in the world. There are a lot of ballers in Germany, so it's not that it's not that simple, as it were, of just being like, hey, let me go put my name down. Of course, I'm sure if you walk into a small boutique in Europe and you spend a ton of money on day one and you go 100% the cost of the bag, I'm pretty sure they're going to get you that bag ASAP. So a lot of the comments about the wishlist system, you guys are right. It's not that easy, but if we compare it to the 2-to-1 and 3-to-1 situation in the Abu Dhabi and Dubai boutiques, or 2-to-1 in Australia, or, you know, 2-to-1 in the Californian boutiques, it's obviously a little bit easier. So I feel like the comments that you guys made were fair comments, and I really enjoyed reading them, because some of you were telling me, some of you in Europe were saying, oh my gosh, I'm in Europe and I would much rather be somewhere where I just have to go 1-to-1 instead of this whole wish list thing. I feel like the wish list thing also leaves clients at the mercy of the SA, because I feel like the SA has more power in a wish list country, because they can just they can essentially give the bag to the person that they like more, or that they have more of a vibe with. Whereas I feel like even when the inventory comes in, they might be like, do you know what, I like Kagem, I'm going to give her this 30 centimeter, even though there's this person here who has spent, but you know what, I kind of think they're annoying and they're a turtle, and I don't want to give them the offer, so I'm going to give it to Kagem instead. So I feel like the wish list system in Europe it can kind of it can kind of get a bit political. I've chatted to a few of you in different European countries, and we have kind of agreed it depends which boutique it is. Sometimes it can get political because it depends if the SA likes you, but then at the same time, you know, you can just wait for the offer and be given the offer. So it's a good point as well. So it was worth kind of just discussing that. I really hope that you guys have liked today's episode. I would love to know what you think. Please consider following me on TikTok and Instagram. Everything is linked below. And of course, join the Facebook group because that's where it's lit, that's where it's popping. I'm much more uncensored on Facebook. If I say something crazy, I'll just delete it in my Facebook group. But yeah, join me there. And yeah, if you want to send me an email, you want to DM me on Instagram or send me a Facebook Messenger message, you can do that. Just give me some time to respond, obviously because of the time difference in Tanzania, but I'll always get back to you. As for me, I'm just waiting to travel in summer. I think, yeah, in summer, that's when we're going, and I will give it everything that I have, and I have my husband. The cavalry are husbands and boyfriends, okay? And then if I fail, I have the cavalry here, which will be my husband. He will go in on horseback and hopefully sort it out. And he was just like, I'm still going to get the bag before you. And that's what's so painful because it's so true. That you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.